no floorboard is left unturned as the Property Show brings you a weekly magazine profile of both luxury and affordable living. We simply make sense of the real estate industry.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Property Show Rwanda. Rwandans, we love you so much, and that's why the Property Show is here to serve you, to ensure that your livelihood, your home living, your hospitality is made much better. Of course, hosts the Serena, the only 5-star hotel that you can say. It gives you the home away from home experience. And of course, Roofings Manufacturing Limited in Rwanda, that ensures you have good steel products for your construction. And you want to color your world? It's got to be Sadolin Paint. And definitely, if you are just talking about ensuring you're furnishing that home of yours, talk to Nina Interiors. They've got you covered. Now, we've got so much lined up for you in this particular season, including an exclusive interview with the GM Serena, where we're talking about the experience of hosting the World Economic Forum and, of course, the upcoming African Union in July and the Transform Africa in October. Quite a lot happening in Rwanda. And tell you what, and the Property Show is committed to take you every step of the way. Let's take a look at what we have lined up for you in today's edition of the Property Show.
Today on the Property Show.
This week on the Interior Designing Tips, we are going to look at pattern and texture. Now, did you know that pattern is responsible for stimulating a certain part of the brain? I mean, that means that pattern helps you think better and helps your children's brains develop better. Now, we have 3 types of pattern basically. We have the florid, the naturalist patterns, and the geometric patterns. Now, right here you see this pattern. It is an example, it is a perfect example of the geometric patterns. These are they have so much to deal with symmetry that you can basically see how they made them, but then you can't get deep into the pattern counting how many times an object has been repeated. And then for the naturalist pattern, you have basically a way of nature. It's repeated, but you cannot put a finger on it. You find that something is similar in the patterns. Yes, there's a repetition, but then you cannot really tell what has been repeated, where, and how. Then we come to the florid. Now, the florid is the most common. It's one of the most common patterns of curtains. Like right here, you have a florid pattern. Flowers are all over, and you can see how, where they're repeated, but it's basically dealing with the flowers. Now, these wallpapers right here are a perfect example for the geometric, because you see the symmetrical divisions, the symmetrical repetitions. Just remember that when you're trying to apply color to your house, there are 2 major points you should notice. We have the scale and the balance. Always make sure that the patterns are in relation to scale. I mean, if you have a small room, why would you really go for very awfully big patterns? Maybe for your chairs, maybe for your wallpaper or anything. If you have a small room, it's most preferable that you should use the small patterns. It makes you feel a lot more comfortable and makes the room look big. Just as I said, it is an illusion. And last time we were looking at space. Yes, pattern has a lot to do with space. You see that the patterns on a floor of a room either make it look longer in a corridor way, or wider. Now, diagonal patterns as placed in a room, they make a house look wider, while patterns that are placed in a vertical way make a room look longer, like a thin corridor. And if you're going to use such curtains or maybe such patterns for your wallpaper, you'll find that your house looks wider. It looks wider than it is long. And when you apply the long curtains or longer patterns on your house, it draws the eye all the way from up to down. And suddenly you have an illusion and the space feels bigger, the walls look longer. Now, don't be afraid to use pattern. It is not an essential for life, not an essential for comfort, but yet it is a sign of luxury. So don't be afraid, go for any patterns, but remember to apply scale and balance while applying them to your house. Thank you. That was the interior design tip for the day. Goodbye.
Hey! So good to see you. Hi.
Yep.
Thank you. We have to leave.
Thank you.
Tifan Salida. Give your world a Sadolin makeover today. Get quality and vibrant paints to turn your house, car, furniture or office space into a statement that reflects your stylish taste. Sadolin. Color your world.
Still to come.
Well, not only the Serena, I think during the summit, AU summit, there will be no availability of rooms in town.
And every week we just give you those special deals that are available on the market. Are you looking for a house to buy, rent, late, whichever the case may be? We ensure that we cover you. We let you know what's available on the market. And usually the properties that we get to feature for you should inspire either how you live, how your architectural desires are, or how your interior designing should be. And courtesy of Nina Interiors, let's take a look at our property of the week.
At Nina Interiors, it's not just furniture, it's an experience that we give you. Enjoy the thrill for choice at Nina Interiors with a wide range of signature furniture and our new range of fabric sofas that will give any living room a breath of fresh air. It only gets better as we give you the reason to transform your home. It's got to be Nina Interiors.
White and grey have always attracted me, and mostly in the way that they complement each other. You can just never go wrong when you use these two colors, and that is why this property got it right. The blend, the patterns, the green all match perfectly in that you would think you are in a mini palace of sorts. The choice of wide glass windows within the interior gives an illusion of endless space. The property also provokes a sense of purity in its own way. The white kitchen cabinets and marble countertops just make the kitchen more than a kitchen. You'd want to prepare any meal in it, for it attracts you and makes you want to think of yourself as a professional chef. Oh gosh, the bathroom. You'd want just to soak in that bathtub for hours with no interference. It would make you want to have a bath every 30 minutes of your stay. If you think the bathroom has a lot to admire, try looking at the chandelier within the living room area. Now that is a must-have in any home. And for the bedrooms, The wardrobe furniture will leave you wanting a piece of it. At least, I did want a piece of it as soon as I set my eyes on it. This property is one mastermind in the making.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Property Show. To all our market and viewers, both in East Africa and elsewhere in the world, we always welcome you to our world of real estate, where we simply make sense of the real estate industry, the hospitality industry, and the property market. Now, we know that world over, trends are changing, modernity is setting in, and the skylines of Africa, as well as the world, are infiltrated with great giant properties that are called hotels, five-star hotels that actually get to fill the space of the hospitality industry. Now, in East Africa, we just know that recently, of course, the Serena Hotel did win quite a number of accolades and awards. And we have an exclusive interview today with a gentleman who is privileged this year in Kampala or any other region. We've been complaining heavily. Why is everything in Kigali? We are going to find out the secret. It's Charles Muya, the general manager for Serena Kigali. Charles, it's good to have you on the show once again.
Thank you very much.
Now, my first concern is everything is in Kigali, right from the World Economic Forum to the African Union to the Transform Africa coming up. Why is this happening?
I would put the first item is, of course, the issue of security. In Rwanda, you have no insecurity issues. And this has prompted, a lot of people to feel very free to be out here in Kigali. Thing number two, you've seen the infrastructure you have in Kigali today. You have a lot of enough connectivity, airline connectivity into Kigali. You can bring in 1,000 people by weekend and evacuate in the next weekend easily. If you look at the hygiene of this city, there is no question, when you compare Kigali with other East African cities, Kigali is ahead of the game. So I think all these factors put together have contributed immensely to the success of all these events being held up in Kigali.
In not many months or weeks from now, again, we'll be hosting another head of state among another 50 heads of state that are visiting Kigali. However, before we get to all that, to understand what it takes for a brand like Serena in the hospitality industry to receive and host such caliber of guests, white badge guests from all across the world, we know that the Serena recently won a couple of awards. And I get to ask Charles, what does it mean for the Serena as a brand, winning all these accolades and being listed in a special category among the world's star performing hotels?
I think for Serena, this is a clear demonstration that what we stand for is quality. And we continue to involve all our staff members through training, through exposures. We continue to work on the product. And the product here means the accommodation, food, the spa. We continuously put in money and effort into improving our products. And I think this is where we come to the top, because our staff have demonstrated again and again that we can achieve these accolades year after year.
I'm interested also in knowing, we just had the World Economic Forum. For those of you that were following up with the World Economic Forum in Kigali, quite a lot was happening. But interestingly, we need to find some other facts about this World Economic Forum before we talk about the African Union that is coming up. Now, World Economic Forum, what was it like for you to actually host this event right here in the heartbeat of Kigali at the Serena Hotel? What did it take for you?
It took us a lot of preparations. We prepared almost 2 months ahead of time. And we beefed up the preparations in the last 3 weeks of the month. And the event started very well with the World Economic Forum members of staff who were here almost a month in advance, making the preparations. We brought in a lot of extra people from outside to give us a hand. And the event ran very smoothly. It was a very big success. It had a lot of requirements. And therefore, even on the food delivery, the requirements were quite many. But we had enough people, enough support, and even the support from the government that we received was immense and enormous. The government people were here with us, food inspectors. We ran through the whole thing without any hitch.
How many heads of state did you have for the World Economic Forum?
Okay, in total, we had like 8 of them. And we had 3 of them here in the hotel. And the other 4 were kept in other hotels within the city.
Without getting a little into details of security and all that, what does it, I know that right now we're in one of the presidential suite actually where you get to host some of the presidents and all that, but for the hospitality industry, we know that, for instance, in Uganda, President Museveni, or Kenya, President Uhuru, they live in their state houses. Now, what does it take for a hotel, a 5-star hotel of your nature, to actually upgrade to the aspirations of a head of state actually to be hosted in your own hotel?
Past experiences, we've known the likes of most presidents. And presidents who have lived with us, for example, President Museveni, we know everything he likes, including food. So we are very prepared. We've even gone to know, say like magazines he likes to read. So we try to get them into the room so that when he comes in, he's able to go through these magazines.
Usually, security-wise, what is it like for you as a hotel? Going through the details, now we're not just talking about one head of state. Now we're talking about the African Union coming up. How many heads of state are you expecting in Kigali, and how many of them are you likely to take care of here?
So far, we've had the meetings with the Foreign Affairs Ministry about the upcoming event, the African Union Summit. The event will begin on literally on the 9th. And it is not until the 19th and 20th when you have the real summit. So people will be in and out of this place. We are expecting 55 presidents, 54 from Africa, and the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas. He attends the African, summit. So most likely 15 to 20 presidents will stay in this hotel.
We're talking about 20 to 22 presidents in the Serena Hotel. First and foremost, does that mean that in the month of July, anybody that is watching cannot actually get a reservation in the Serena Hotel?
Well, not only the Serena. I think during the summit, AU summit, there will be no availability of rooms in town.
In such an event, how many rooms are needed?
In this event, we need 3,500 rooms. We already had the meetings. 3,500. 3,500.
What does that mean for the hospitality industry in East Africa? Do we see actually the likes of the Serena hotels having to replicate and having to actually have more hotels? What is going to happen?
What will happen, and you've seen this in the last 4 or 5 years, you've seen a number of new entrants in terms of hotels, 5-star hotels. You have now the Serena, you have the Marriott, you have the Convention, which is Radisson Blu, you have the Pakin, you have the Zinc. All these are new hotels that are going to get ready for the African Union. And therefore, with the time, Kigali has no choice but becoming the convention center for East Africa.
Wow.
When we talk of quality, supply of either services or products, we mean it and we deliver.
For us, Serena has become like a home as property show across the region, and we're always privileged to be hosted here, and we wish you all the best in the upcoming events at the African Union and Transform Africa. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Good. Right. Okay.
Quickly! Mom's coming! Cover it! Aha!
Ariko nawe, is that any way to cover? When you have to cover something, cover it the right way. Only Roofing's iron sheets have double coating that gives them a much longer life and are made with Japanese technology for best quality. Right here in Rwanda. With Roofing's iron sheets, we've got you covered. Roofing's Manufacturing Rwanda, a member of the Roofing's Group.
This time, we decide to give you a countdown of the 10 most inspiring glass buildings of outstanding innovation in the world. Counting right from number 10, which is 30 St. Mary Axe, London, UK, more commonly known as the Gherkin, was built in 2003 and designed by Norman Foster. The Gherkin has very quickly become a celebrated design in the UK. It has capitulated itself into London's business heart and is instantly recognizable by its shape. This tower uses energy-efficient methods using half the amount of power that similar-sized buildings would use.
And we hope you enjoyed this week's edition of the Property Show Rwanda. Remember to follow us on our Twitter handle, #RwandaProperty, and on our website, propertyshow1.com. And the hotline is on the screen if you have any inquiries to make to us. Special thanks to steel producers that are quality and durable. That's Roofing's Manufacturing Limited, Rwanda. And you want to paint your house, your property, your world in a different style, coloring your world, it's going to be Sutherland. And of course, if you're furnishing your house, it's not yet a good living room until it's furnished by Nina Interiors, not yet a good bedroom until the bed is from Nina Interiors, and not yet a good office if it's not Nina Interiors. And thanks to our content partners, Lamudi Rwanda, Platt Properties, Century Rwanda, thank you so much. And to our 5-star hotel host, Serena, thank you very much. And to all you beautiful Rwanda people, Imani Varinde.
Next on the Property Show.
Another summer day has come and gone away in Paris and Rome, but I want to go home.